I don't know. When my earwax comes out my barrel here, it's pretty dry and lumpy.
But I bet it smells great.
I haven't smelled it.
That's a perfect place to start. Let's start.
Okay.
Let's start. Welcome back to another episode of the Second Wind Podcast with
Dave.
Dan?
and the sexy Bobby who's turned around.
Okay.
I gotta
Chun
go by. I gotta go by DC because we got a Dan.
DC.
Let's go
Okay.
DC.
And Eric is not here today. He's doing an interview. Awesome. Go kick ass on the interview with the wifey, I think, right?
Yeah.
With the wifey. So in his stead, once again, he's becoming a stable.
I might as well be one.
Wait,
Everyone.
did you-
Eric's a guest. Dan's a guest.
Wait, you
Hey, why do
filmed
you have your mask on still?
Oh,
Hey, because yeah, is there something you know that I don't know? Is it John?
Did
Is
you
it John?
cacao me yesterday or 2 days
Yeah.
ago? I thought it was DC Wolf.
Oh, our buddy from
Yeah, and I was like, what's DC Wolf texting me for? And then it was like, now I get it because you sent me the thing about the Ultra like RV.
yeah.
Man, I didn't know DC was your nickname,
I'm
man.
into that.
Danny was all hurt. Like, why is this guy fucking not?
No, he responded. He was like, "You want to come over tonight?" I was like, "What?"
Yeah, that was later.
So Danny, you filled in for Dave one time. You
Yeah.
filled in for me one time.
For you, and now
you
for
filled in
Eric.
Eric.
Yeah.
So John, you
You're
gotta,
next.
my
Next
turn.
week, you're done.
twist your ankle
Get
next
out.
week or something.
So how's everyone been doing? How's your week?
Fuck New Year's. Did anybody do anything cool for New Year's?
Nothing.
But the home, I made kalbi at home.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Put too much salt. I don't know why I put salt in it.
Crock pot?
No, I just made kalbi sauce. And you put some soy
Actually,
sauce and
Dave
sesame
makes
oil.
really good kalbi.
Oh.
And I don't know why I just got salt happy, and then it just.
It happens.
But it's still good.
Yeah.
But what's great about that experience is I went down to the butcher down here, and this old ajashi, who suddenly was pretty nice to me. Usually he's just like very like stern, and he was like, telling me like you can have it a few different ways of kalbi, and he said, well, you can do it Korean style where they take the block, and then they cut it, and then they roll it out, and they cut it again, and they roll it out.
Yeah.
And the meat
The big bone.
the big bone, and then they just big slices.
Is that how you did it?
That's how he did it. I said, yeah, do it Korean style.
Yeah,
Because usually you do
big
the
bone
LA,
is good.
right? Do the LA.
Yeah, and he was like, no, pillow, right? Just do it Korean style.
Dude, so here's my curiosity
Yeah.
with Korean food, right? Meat, when you buy it at the market, is dang expensive. I think it's like double the price of the US, right? You go to a restaurant, you order a dish that has some meat proteins, and it's still like $10. It's relatively pretty cheap. Where's the disconnect?
They're
The
using the
shittiest
American
quality.
They're using
Yeah.
the American beef.
They're using it
at the restaurant.
The American beef is heavily government subsidized, so
So if you look at a lot of the restaurants, they tell you where it's from. It's part of the regulation, or you have to say where certain foods are from.
Okay.
So if you look, like the pork is from blah 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 Chile, like meat is from Australia or America.
This is like every restaurant has to have this.
I believe they do. Yeah.
Or if it's like some kind of meat that's like toganitang or something, then it'll probably be Korean, but it'll just be like a less valuable part.
It's not Hanu.
It'll be
Hanu,
like
if
the
you look,
tail or
If it's
something.
Korean beef, then it's expensive. So that's why
Super.
they have more expensive restaurants. They'll say, "Oh, Hanu, whatever," which means Korean beef. Yeah. And even the pork, Korean pork is a little more handon. They call, it's a little more. I don't know why.
So what kind of meat am I eating in the US?
No, it's
USDA.
But I bet you the meat that America exports out to other countries isn't quite as good. Because I remember eating some really good, like if you go to Costco in America
Oh, it's
and
great?
No, actually, I think it's the opposite because I know like for Europe, like they have higher, their FDA, whatever their FDA is they have different standards. So I think to export stuff to those countries, you have to have your stuff at those standards. So, so I think a lot of times the export's actually better.
I always felt, oh man, that's actually a good way to think about it. This is good to have other brains around instead of.
This is all fake news that we're spreading today, by the way.
Nothing can be verified.
The fake news hour.
The thing is, I was listening to a podcast this morning, and they were like, "You got to do your own research." And it was Bill Burr, and he was like, "Internet is not research because it's like there's no. You got to go to research is at a library, basically."
I love how Wikipedia became research.
yeah.
Like seriously.
But the thing is, like we
Yeah,
all
but that's
know
old
that,
though. That's old.
But I believe like 90% of the stuff on Wikipedia
I do because you know what?
because somebody's gonna fucking
But change it.
probably
It's wrong.
So once again, there's a book I read called it's God. Anyway, I'll remember. But what it talks about is how if you asked in 1996, this is what they asked: which company, which encyclopedia would end up winning, right, doing better? One that was paid and made by Microsoft, Encarta, or one that's free? The people who contribute don't get paid. Nothing, right? And that's Wikipedia, right? You would have, in 1996,
Of course,
you would have said, of course, the Microsoft subsidized one will win. But it's a matter, like all these people who just do it for free, right? This book is about what motivates people. It's called Drive by Daniel Pink, I think, or I forgot who the author is. But it really makes sense. When you have just people doing things, just the power of like the herd of people just doing shit, things get
Because
done.
they're doing shit because they want to do it.
Yeah, and then they regulate it. If weird things come up, they fix it, they correct it. So
It's a lie.
No, but I think that like TripAdvisor too. Like I used to travel with like the Lonely Planet, and they probably have whatever. Maybe people pay to advertise a restaurant or whatever in there, and I trust TripAdvisor because it's just a whole bunch of people being like, "This place sucks." Yeah, Michelin star my ass. Like, you know what I mean?
all these people should start advertising. We talk about them.
Well, yeah, because they're not monetarily gaining a benefit out of it, right? So you have, people are reviewing shit, put on Wikipedia. It's
I
not
believe
like
the
they're trying to make
reviews.
dollars.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's what you read, or even in Coupang. When I'm trying to buy something.
All day. All day.
I love
Super-
Coupang. Thanks for
super
turning
helpful.
me on to Coupang.
You can buy anything.
Well, that's like the downfall, I think, of kind of society is like Yelp. I don't think you guys have Yelp out here, but maybe Naver is the
I use
same
Yelp
thing.
back home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Yelp is like a mafia, literally. Like they will call you if you're a business owner and hound you to up your marketing spend with them. And the day you don't, your rank on how you show up goes down to like the second page. How many people actually go down to the second page, right? When they're looking for a restaurant and whatnot, right?
That's fucked up.
And so that when you pay again, you go back up to the first page, right? So they play with your ranking based on how much you're going to spend. Obviously, that makes sense. Yelp is a business; they're there to make money, but they can quickly put you out of business if they just delist you.
I also feel like Yelp, because they were first mover and they were like the original like food app. But now I think that you can't. I don't know. Maybe they can still do it, but I feel like a lot of times I just go on Google and the reviews on Google are just,
So I realize internationally Google is a little bit more prominent, but in the US, I think people still rely more on Yelp versus like Google reviews.
Yeah, and that's why like even customers, when they're not happy, like they'll just put a negative review on Yelp, and that really hurts the restaurant, right? So they just have to kiss their ass and give them everything that they want.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, I don't use Yelp. I used to use Yelp, but now I use Google because you have to search for the place on the map and you find it, and then you just look at the reviews, right?
Google's funneled everything for everybody for whatever you're looking for, navigation, reviews, and it's just it's all one-stop shopping. So you can't get away from
I
Google.
bet you if Google came up with a dating service, they would do amazing. With the amount of search data that they have,
Oh man,
like they will know exactly.
can we head that up?
Oh my God,
Hookup.google.com. There you go.
No, literally, like because your search is everything. Your search is what's in your mind put onto your device, right? And so every fear you have, every question you have, every religious affiliation you have, whatever it is, right? Every location data, right?
Location data is huge.
They're
They'll
gonna have
know
everything.
The people that go to the same
Everything.
places you go,
Yeah.
that they know your same interests, your same search history.
Right.
They could probably find someone better for you than like
Then you yourself could
You
find
yourself
for
or your
yourself.
friends
That
trying to
sounds
set
like a
you up.
fantastic movie premise right there.
Yeah, and they know which girls you look at, like on your Pornhub. So like they know.
Pornhub.
No, I mean seriously, Google knows all, right? And so that's the scariest part. Is okay.
It's scary.
We're obviously our
But it's
decision making skills are all
scary. It's like a double-edged sword. But it's also be cool if they could find the perfect, whatever for
That's
you.
the part that I was talking about. The cool movie premise is that they can help you really find someone like, in your recommendations. This person might be a great match for you, right? And they give you just 5 people.
Is that what we want, though? Just stop working for anything. Just stop working.
Yes, we don't have time.
Just give it to us all right now.
I don't have time to make my own furniture, man. I want you to find, what my style is. clothes shopping would be so much more streamlined if they just sent you shit because they know what your
They have companies that do that. They have companies that do that. Something box or whatever.
There's no way they can be as good as Google. No way.
No, well, I mean, at the end of the day, then you'd have to have fashion stylists working there, right? That understand, like.
Would they? Because they know which stores you go to. They know what fashion stuff you look at on the internet.
Well, okay, I think in a future world, yes, right? But AI still right now is a little, I think
they're way ahead.
They can look up the pictures on all your social media feeds.
Or the celebrities that you follow. They're just like, okay, he likes David Beckham. Just put him in a David Beckham suit.
Yet he's like 300 pounds.
With the skinny jeans.
With the skinny jeans.
Oh, man. So all these cool things that we're talking about, let me try to segue into.
Okay, I want to see this segue because
let me try to see a cool segue. All right, because it's it's a bunch of money that we're putting into investing into our look, our different things, right? Mm-hmm. And speaking of investments,
oh god.
Speaking of that deserves that.
Dang.
But speaking of investing, this week, what do you call it? Bitcoin.
Okay.
Hit a really high number, right? That we're at 34,000, 5,000, whatever. And it got me to thinking, I didn't necessarily want to talk about Bitcoin, but it got me to thinking, even NBA players, right? Athletes, right? Let's talk about who we're bullish on and who we're bearish on, right? Who we're really into this season, right? Who's going to do really well and who's not going to do well, right? Which players that are, let's say other people are hyping, I'm not really bullish on them or whatever, right? Let's think about that. Are there people that come to mind? Because we were talking out in the lobby. Like for me, I've always been bullish, regardless of the Achilles, and we can talk about the Achilles. I'm bullish on Kevin Durant.
Even before the season, before you saw him play preseason games.
Remember, we were in the previous episodes, even before the season started. I was like, I don't care about the Achilles. Like, I really think he's going to do well, and he's doing.
Do you guys honestly? Were you guys saying that before the season started? Before we saw him being amazing?
I didn't really think about it, but I tell you, if Kevin Durant is like a one dribble, one step shot. Yeah. I mean, if anybody out there, like that's all he needs to really do at the end of the day to put up 15, right? 15, 20.
Right. But as far as like, so ESPN put him like in their top 100, like I think number 6. So I was thinking, well, that's like, even Kevin Durant, as good as shooter as he is, he also drives down. He also does he has a post game. He has all kinds of different stuff that he does. He's a very dynamic player. But if he's relegated to just being a set shooter, he'll still be great. He's still 15
I'm not
points
saying
a
he's a set shooter, but the one dribble, one step is like post up moves. It's like he just needs, and then he
just needs this much space.
Right, but I'm saying we're talking about a 30-point a game guy, and we're saying would he be a 30-point a game guy again? And I didn't know about that. Of course, I knew his shot. Like you can't argue with that. But will he be as big of an impact as he was before injury? And I didn't know about that. And I thought ESPN was way off with the number 6 ranking.
So you were thinking he was going to be like more like 20?
I thought
you thought it was low.
I was very bullish on KD.
You're bullish on him.
I was.
Okay.
I was very bearish on him. Yeah. Now I'm bullish on him after watching him play.
Because 30 points is a lot to put up in the game. A lot.
Yeah. To do it consistently. To do it consistently is just
to put up 20 points in the game is a lot. And you talk about 30 consistently.
But he used to do it effortlessly. I think he won the scoring title twice. I mean, the guy's, first.
But he showed in Golden State, though, that he could take the back seat, let those two other guys do their thing, and then show up for the big game shots.
When he's needed, When he needs to step in. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't think his game is really predicated on speed so much. The fact that his shot is so strong from mid-range to long range, you have to guard him up like straight up. And for players like that, they don't need that much quickness. I mean, literally, you have so many options that you can do in one step. You're free, right? And so because they got to guard him up so tight because of his shot, it's kind of like Kyrie. Kyrie is also like, I don't think he's like the quickest guy. He's pretty damn quick, but his shot's
so high.
He has such a good shot like that you have to guard him up, and he just kind of like blows by you because all he needs is one step for you to commit one step or one direction, and then you can blow by him.
I think with KD, it also helps that he weighs 185 pounds or whatever he weighs.
Yeah,
but benches 500.
A heavier player does make it harder to come back for these.
Yeah. I think that really helps him too.
What do you think about Zion? Like
how bullish are you on Zion?
I'm not. I'm like moderately bullish on him. I just I think they're going to figure out a way to stop him.
Freak of nature.
He's
right?
a freak of nature, right?
But can those knees like hold up that much weight coming down constantly?
You know what's crazy about him though? I look at the box score, and it's always just 20 points from like 11 shots or something.
Yeah.
You know, he does
He shoots a
7 of
great
11.
percentage.
Yeah.
Great. He rebounds the ball well. But like what you said about KD, one injury, it's really tougher for a guy built like that to come back from an injury than like a guy who's like KD's build.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and he's young, so nothing like knock on wood. I hope he stays healthy.
He's like
forever.
3 bills, right? He's over 300, right?
Yeah, probably.
Like they say 285.
Is it 285?
That's what they say.
What's
Yeah.
LeBron? Like
265.
265?
But LeBron looks leaner and like
More proportionately.
and LeBron takes such good care of his body. Like LeBron's never been injured.
Okay, so he just turned 36. How bullish are you on LeBron then? LeBron and Zion.
I'm going.
If it's a stock, are you buying that stock?
I'm buying LeBron stock no matter
Okay,
what.
if you had to sign a max contract.
I'm signing LeBron right now. Obviously, LeBron, you know he's not going to be around for another 10 years.
Yeah.
But for the next foreseeable
For
5 years, 3 to 5,
No.
I think LeBron's going to be the best player in the NBA. He's the best player in the NBA right now.
Now, wow. All right, so Zion stock.
He is.
Are
It's
you
a fact.
Zion stock? And
Wikipedia, look it up.
I'm big on Brandon Ingram. I'm buying that stock.
I'm not buying LaMelo stock.
You're not buying LaMelo?
No.
You're not buying LaMelo?
No,
Why not?
He can't shoot. I just look at him. He's really up and down.
But he can't shoot. I just watching highlights of him. He was killing the 3-pointer. No?
He's had good games, but if you look at his season stats so far, we've only played a couple games, but his shot is not an NBA caliber shot.
But he's 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's young.
I mean, what do you think with time, though?
Well, what we've seen is what I've seen is that he's got good sense, so he can make crazy passes. But I think he's like kind of like a one-trick pony. Like he's not a great defender. He's really skinny. Bigger guards are going to take him down to the block. Like,
Well, he is 19, but he's 6'8", almost 6'9". That's like
so you're bullish.
point guard. I'm bullish on him because of his like 6'8", 6'9" point guard that can dish. And even though his shot looks ugly, it goes in.
I'm not going to count him out. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, as far as like the number 3 pick, I think there was better picks, and I don't think he's going to have a great season. I don't think he's going to be an impact player right now. But yeah, like 5 years down the road, who knows?
I think the pressure, because I was watching
Which you
him.
can say with anybody in the NBA,
Right. I think the pressure on him, was it 3 or 4 years ago, I was watching some old, when they, some old, I don't know what they were. The high school, it wasn't really high school. It's like summer league. Mm-hmm. And
the Drew League.
The Drew League.
He was killing.
He was killing, but they were also being big bullies on him, like just mashing him down. Like, who are you, a ball? Like they were out to get him. And he really showed up. Like he showed some like resilience in that. And I think that's going to help, moving forward. Like, but it's helped the Miami Heat guard. What's his name?
Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero, come out.
But Tyler Hero's a different animal. Tyler Hero's got that shot, man. He got that like high A-class shot. And I think summer leagues have never been known for their defense.
I'm feeling
LeBron
Schroeder.
understands.
I am feeling Schroeder, man.
He's
Schroeder?
nice. Goldie.
He's nice.
Goldie's nice.
Is that real?
No.
But they've been there for a long time, like 5 years.
First human
the
being
streak.
with a gold
know,
streak.
I've seen some.
I said the same thing about Rasheed Wallace when he had the white penalty. Is that real?
Yeah.
It's not real?
No, that is real.
That one's real.
Yeah.
You think he's got like a mole or something, like a birthmark, and then the hair comes out white in that spot.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Shout out to Rasheed.
What's up?
So yeah, I'm feeling. I'm buying that stock. Right there.
Here's one.
buying
Kuz.
Schroeder.
Are we buying?
I've never been big on Kuz.
I think Kuz.
No, but a stock is what though? For his role, I think he's pretty valuable. But
I think if Ingram would have stayed
Exactly.
and Kuz would have left,
See?
Kuz would be where Ingram is right now. I think he's
think
got
so?
that skill set. Before, when they Lakers sucked, when Kuz and Ingram were the two guys with Lonzo, they were both. It was pretty hard to distinguish the two.
They were
both
always
did the same shit.
So they were always saying the Lakers were higher on Kuz than Ingram.
Yeah, and I think because Kuz got a bigger body, and Ingram's really skinny, but I think Kuz shoots the ball just as good as Ingram. He's got the same
You think
skill
he's
set.
just- oh my God.
And I think defensively, he's not going to get pushed around as much as Ingram. But Ingram moved to a better situation, and then Kuz now he's in the shadows of everybody.
Yeah. I think Lonzo. It was good that Lonzo left the.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
so you
yes.
guys like Ingram?
I love Ingram, man. I am feeling it. I'm like, I'll buy that stock. Like if it,
But
if
I
that's a
like
stock.
Kuz better than Ingram.
Yeah, I'd sell my Kuz stock.
He's selling the Kuz.
Hey, Kuz. Hey,
No, but-
one injury away. One injury away.
yeah.
You know, and anybody can step up.
But like, I feel like with Ingram, he's kind of got that Harden complex where he knows he's the alpha on the team, and he
go.
just shoots all the time.
He doesn't look like he knows how to work with teammates
Yeah.
yet. He doesn't like LeBron. He knows how to like get who needs the ball, when they need the ball, all those like things that Luka understands. The great guys understand. Ingram, he'll just shoot when he feels like, oh, I want to shoot, even if JJ Redick's wide open.
Right.
And then when it's time, you know, if he's missed a couple shots, then he'll pass. But it's not really the right time to pass. You know, like
Yeah.
understanding those little details of the game.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know?
But I just feel like this year I don't know, the games that I've seen.
I think as a scorer, I think you're
playing-
right. I think
he's playing well.
he's going to have a great year for scoring.
Yeah, a lot of these guys on the NBA though are unstoppable, you know, in terms of their offensive prowess. But it's about that team game. Do they know how to really take their team to the next level?
And that's where the greats, that's what separates, like, you know, Harden's a better scorer than everybody in the NBA.
Yeah.
But to me, in my estimation, he'll never be great unless he can kind of understand that. He's a great passer. But to understand that you got to pass in the first 20 seconds of the shot clock too, not just the last 4 when you get stuck.
Well, I think he's, you know, do you think he's a good leader?
I don't think so.
I think that's the main.
If you show up 45 minutes late and don't respect everyone
Yeah.
waiting for you,
yeah,
you're not a
we
great
talk-
leader.
Yeah, yeah.
A similar
I'm pissed
question.
off
I
as a
was
teammate.
like, when you say, you know, buy or sell, right?
Yeah.
Are we talking about individual level? Are we talking about like their
Just overall.
potential to?
I think it's if you're an
be
owner,
additive to a team
if you're an owner, do you buy this player or do you sell this player?
for
That's a
your
good
team.
thing.
Yeah, if you want to win a championship, I'm an owner.
Right.
He's not. I don't. In my opinion, he's not the Jimmy Butler that comes into Miami and makes everybody better.
There you go. That's
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
And Jimmy Butler does do that. I think Jimmy Butler could potentially get more points, but he wants to make it to the Eastern Conference. You know, make it
I
to the
genuinely
NBA.
feel like Jimmy Butler doesn't care about his scoring. He
doesn't
doesn't
care.
care about his scoring
Oh, he
average.
doesn't care. He says
Yeah.
it all the time.
Yeah, and that's what I love. I love that. I love that like lack of ego in that sense.
So who gets the ball with that 3 seconds left on the Heat?
On the
Jimmy
Heat.
Butler's always gotten that ball.
Oh, yeah,
always.
Butler.
But you know what's freaking so cool? Because before Jimmy Butler went to Miami, when he was on the 76ers, that playoff game with Toronto, I think, right? The last 2 minutes, he had Ben Simmons, Embiid, right? No, but it was Jimmy Butler driving it in.
Yeah.
He was the man.
He makes
Like,
big plays.
He made the big plays.
What's
so
his
then
nickname?
you realize
His nickname is Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy Buckets.
Jimmy
Yeah,
Buckets.
yeah. Yeah. And so that's why that's what I love. It's just like I don't care if these other
And-
big superstars
and
are here.
Look at Kawhi. Anytime he got a little pain, load management doesn't play. Jimmy Butler played with a broken ankle. Like he hurt his ankle like the first game of the NBA Finals, and he kept playing through it like for the team.
Yeah.
That is not smart, but it's awesome. Like, you know,
Oh, so you think?
it makes your teammates go into battle with you if they see their leader playing on a bum ankle. I buy Jimmy Butler all day.
that stock is
I agree. I agree. So
I recently heard him on JJ Redick's podcast.
I watched
drinking
that
wine.
too.
Watch that one?
Drinking wine.
That's a
Oh,
great
man.
podcast.
It
I
is.
like JJ
Oh,
Redick's
man,
podcast.
Yeah, it's straight because you get inside access, right? But like the amount of wine that they're buying up and like watches that
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
buying up. I mean, you talk about a bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, right now wine culture, oof, it's peaking. I think.
Well, they said a while ago, I was talking to somebody about wine, and they were like, "Yeah, it's hard to find wine. Like, you know, they're running out of corks for wine." They said China, like all the rich people in China, are buying up tons of
In
great
Korea,
wine.
making
freaking Kendall Jackson is like $25.
know, it's ridiculous.
It's like what the heck?
It's because of taxes, the tariffs on
Whatever it
But
is,
it's also
something's
just-
wrong.
Yeah,
Bro, they're making wine in China and they're winning contests.
are they?
in China.
Yeah, dude. There's like in the northwestern province.
Well, you would think so. I mean, China has every freaking climate.
Yeah, they have all sorts of
like they
different
got deserts, they got tropical, they got.
They also have enough money to be making these contests or sponsoring
yeah.
the
No,
contests globally
I think it's
Sponsored
legit.
by
I think it's
Tencent.
legit. True.
wine
true,
competition.
True.
in Napa Valley.
Delivered by Alibaba.
Is that kind of like the thing? Why is there cheating in everything? We're talking about cheating in elections. We're talking about cheating in the NBA. We're talking about
Way of
cheating in-
life.
Why is everything fucking rigged? Is there any pure
Conspiracy.
competition besides like
Nope.
like YMCA kids sports.
I bet you there's a lot of rigging.
Like look at Lance Armstrong, like or you know like
Dude, kids sports is one of the most
Cycling.
rigged.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
What about like the World Series, the Little League World Series? Do you think that's rigged?
Oh, come on.
They had people who are 14 with their fake
It's not just
birth
that,
certificates.
but like the city they're from, the team that they're on, like the amount of trading that goes on in that youth level. I mean, it's.
But I would say this, because if it's rigged, then how come Taiwan's always winning it? You know what I mean? Because Little League World Series started in America, right? But Taiwan comes in and kicks everyone
because
ass.
they got the whole country. I don't know. They got everyone from Taiwan because it's a small country.
Nobody
You'd
wants
think
to
if it was
believe anything
rigged, you'd
anymore.
think the U.S. would.
I mean,
would win.
Man, even our
We're not saying it's rigged to the point of like someone.
But it's influence, manipulated.
You know, but what I call that is competitive forces, right? Like people are getting overly competitive, and so they try to look for every advantage to win. Whether it's taking more vitamins, like globally, like the Olympics, right? You look, why are some countries? Shoot, they've got access to like crazy nutrition. They've got access to crazy coaching. Those are all competitive.
What's a
advantages
sport that you can't rig?
that you can't rig?
What about like archery? How can if you either hit the target or you don't fucking hit the target?
Well, I mean.
yeah, I think
Have you seen those the bow and arrows lately?
Are you doing conspiracy
Those are
shit?
like some high tech stuff, man.
yeah. So the only place you can get your competitive advantages is
Technology?
like the kind of the bow. I mean, the arrow, right? How straight does it go? How much will the wind?
But I'm sure they have regulations on what's an acceptable arrow to be used in competition,
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure they have some of that. Just like baseball bats, you
like
can't.
footballs.
Well, you know what's? I don't know the sport at all, but you'd imagine there should be some wind resistance. There should be some.
You saying to turn it on fans?
What time do we have our archery going on? The nighttime or the daytime where it's a little windy? I don't know. I'm
What is a sport that can't be rigged?
Yeah, that's a
Rigged in what way though?
No, but I mean rigged because you can rig things a lot of different ways.
Like
Billiards. If you could pick your own stick, and the table is flat as
the balls.
conditions
the
are the
balls
same
can be,
for
the balls
everybody.
can be rigged. In billiards, the balls can be rigged.
well, that's not
The
saying
table can be.
who's gonna. I mean, once you play the game of 8-ball and 9-ball, it's gone. It's set.
Oh, here's how you can rig it. Here's how you can rig it.
chalk.
Whoever gets to go first. So if you're having like a coin toss and you're using like a fucking magnetic coin or something, you know what I mean? If there's a way to, because whoever goes first has statistically
It's like
the biggest.
chess.
Yeah, definitely with chess.
Can chess be rigged?
Well, chess, if you go first, you have statistically, you have a better chance to win.
Oh, well, that's not rigging because I mean,
But you can rig who gets to go first, right?
but are all chess competitions like one and done, or is it like 5 out of 8?
Honestly, I have no idea. I'm just playing on chess.com with third graders. And it might be rigged. I don't know.
It might not be a third grader. There you go. That could be rigged. It might be like
What,
some
like
old
downhill skiing? How could you rig that? It's just, or a race. You can't rig a race, can you?
A singing
Steroids.
competition.
Steroids, yeah.
Yeah.
Singing the musical competition.
But that has judges.
The judges, it's
has
all
judges.
subjective. It's too
It's
subjective.
completely, like the slam dunk contest when D Wade helped Derek Jones win the slam dunk contest.
Oh, yeah, that was
rigged.
highly.
Actually, this has always been on my mind. Who do you think's actually won the contest where Zach Levine and Aaron
Gordon. Wow.
Gordon,
That's too close to call, though.
Who'd you guys say won that slam dunk?
Because
contest?
that dunk he did, boom, that the one he did, that double cock pump, right? It didn't. Oh, yeah. Boom,
cock
boom,
pump,
boom,
that's
right? That was such a good dunk, especially on slow motion. But like on the spot, he didn't get as much credit as.
But you can't. That's such a hard one because both contestants were doing just like mind blowing dunks. So, if someone said Aaron Gordon really won that, I would agree.
Yeah.
But I also agree with the results. Like it should have. It's like a tie, but you can't have a tie.
And that's why Kenny Smith was like, "Let's go home." He actually declared Aaron Gordon the winner, like his own declaration, because after he did that over the mascot.
Has Aaron Gordon never won it?
No, he never won. He never
Zach
won.
Levine won it twice.
Yeah.
I think you should have just given it to Aaron Gordon because it was too close to call. Photo finish.
Yeah. And then and then Aaron Gordon, we thought he was going to win, and then Derek Jones won that.
Because you look at like previous dunk contest winners, like I think the Nate Robinson, the Dwight Howard, like these are kind of gimmicky type things. Those were like real dunks. That was like a great competition.
I would have given it to Aaron Gordon. The reason is like dunk contests I think are measured by the actual era. right? So like Vince Carter, for example, when he first came on the scene, that was like transcendental for that era of dunkers, right?
Took it to another level.
Took it to another level, right? The difference between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, I thought, was, man, Gordon's dunks were like time based, like where he had to get the ball from
With the guy spinning.
from the guy spinning. I mean, the timing of that one handed to grab that and turn around.
No, that was amazing.
And he had to do multiple timed ones where Zach LaVine did a lot were high skill. But I feel like guys from this era, in this era, could do it. Like, who's the left hand dunker?
Who's
this
that?
really skinny guy?
Derek Jones.
Derek Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy's a high flyer too. I think he could do
but
some of.
To put it between your legs from the free throw line,
Yeah,
very few people
true.
on earth
You won
should do
a
that.
dunk contest.
Yeah, I won one guy. I didn't win my high school.
Did you just have to dunk?
Yeah, so I put it on the episode.
Yeah.
It's up there.
I jumped over a dude in a chair.
Oh,
Show.
Episode 3. We'll put a link right here.
Yeah, 2008 dunk contest, baby.
oh.
That's awesome.
That's the first and only dunk contest I ever won.
Now is that a white man can jump or a yellow man can jump?
I don't see color.
Which man showed up? Which man showed
I
up?
don't see color. No, yeah, that was weird.
So has the Korean dunk ability gone up? In recent
Oh,
times?
yeah, for sure. But the Korean dunk contest is always very boring if you watch the NBA dunk contest. I think mine was had a little more flavor. Obviously, at
Unbiased.
that time, I was dunking better than 90% of the dunkers in Korea, which there weren't that many. And then later on, my brother came, and obviously my brother can dunk at like an NBA level. So then I just stopped entering the competition. But I will say the prize was better when I won it. So Eric had to win like two times.
What was your prize?
It wasn't that big. I think it was like Ibegmano.
Okay.
But then they lowered it because
But it's even dunking. All those professional dunkers, they got some ridiculous dunks because that's all they do every day, right? They work on their jump
What's
and
that
their
guy?
creative
The
dunks.
Canadian dude?
I beat the
Jordan Kilgannon.
Yeah.
I wonder how much those guys make because they're always doing events. So I wonder what their yearly take home is. It's got to be worth it for them to just dunk all day.
No.
There's a ton of them.
And their social media, they probably do ads and then they sell their own jumping program. They hustle, man.
Yeah.
They hustle because I follow all of them on
Have you
one of
seen
my
the young
accounts.
guy Isaiah something?
Isaiah, he did some Isaiah Rivera.
Crazy.
Yeah, he did some ridiculous, like 360 East Bay behind the back.
Yeah.
Right? He did
That
some,
guy's doing some crazy
shit,
stuff.
Man. He did some shit, dude.
Jordan's dunk where he did
The scorpion. That's his.
man,
the
that was
scorpion.
just sick.
Some of his stuff is almost not so cool to watch, but then when you think about the difficulty, you're like, wow, that is some crazy imagination and crazy stuff. Even though it doesn't look cool as a Vince Carter 360 windmill.
Yeah. It's
it's
almost
harder.
like jump as high as you can, do as many tricks, and just make sure the ball goes in.
Yeah.
Or like when Blake Griffin jumped over a convertible, or he jumped over the
Yeah,
front
I
of the
didn't think
car.
that was such a great one.
That wasn't
Versus
that
people
great.
like Isaiah Rivera
Right.
and those guys, they jump over the top of the car on a hard top.
Oh wow.
On a
Everything's
sedan.
tricked. Everything's tricked out now. It's like that. The dunks have changed so much from when we were kids. I mean, no one did it more with style than Michael Jordan, Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique just smacking it down just so
I
hard.
mean, they're still, in my opinion. I mean, maybe because I'm old, but I'm still, in my opinion,
Probably right.
that was a lot there.
Actually, no. We can put up a couple of dunks from right here. Bang, Dominique Wilkins. Bang, Jordan.
Yeah.
And you do Zach LaVine, and you do like your other boy. I don't know, man. You just gotta go old school.
That first dunk Vince
Style.
Carter did with the 360 and the windmill, I don't know. Just as far as what you're talking about, the style
But
that he came with.
Are we talking?
I'm talking about Jordan.
Yeah, the kiss the rim.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What was that?
He pressed the
Soundboard.
pressed the bunch of
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I thought your kid was calling.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know what that was either.
But yeah, that was
But I think with dunks though, are we talking about dunk contest dunks or are we talking about in-game dunks? Because I think the in-game dunks have gotten much better because more people can do it. So there's just a higher probability you're going to get like a Kelly Oubre. Who's that? And he's just
That dunk
He just
was it last week?
rebound.
shit all over.
What the hell was that?
Yeah,
Dude, I still think about LeBron's dunk on what's his name? When he was
Jason Terry.
Jason Terry.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
That's
I thought he
When he
broke-
jumped over? Or
Yeah.
which-
No,
okay.
no. When he stole the ball,
I don't
LeBron
remember.
passed it to, I think, who was it? What's the point guard at that time?
I think it was shit,
Yeah. In any case, and he lobbed it back up, and then Terry went for the ball.
and just killed him. And Terry just
Oh, that was Jason Terry. That wasn't Isaiah Thomas.
no, I think
No,
it
it's
was
Jason
Jason
Oh,
Terry.
I got
okay.
an idea. the next dunk contest, you should pick a guy from the stands, and that guy's gonna try and block your shit, and you dunk and you fucking
Someone's
dunk
gonna get
on
hurt,
him.
man.
Wow.
Someone's gonna get hurt. Do you remember DeAndre Jordan's dunk on the dude from?
Oh, yeah.
Some no-namer from
He
Detroit?
murdered some motherfuckers. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, there's so many great dunks now. Like, just the NBA season just started, and KD's already on 2 posters.
I know, I saw that one, and the guy's Rozier, right? He's
Yeah.
only like 6'2".
Yeah, and then, I mean, last year LeBron and Westbrook got Westbrook. Remember, like, it's just too many people can do it. So you're getting a lot of in your face.
But in game,
dunks.
as far as in game dunks, like Vince Carter, man, Vince Carter still. I still give Vince Carter some.
Vince Carter had the best in the in-game dunk where he jumped over the 7'4"
Oh, yeah,
guy.
that was nice.
I mean,
In the Olympics,
that's just impossible.
Did you read the story about that guy?
I heard his career's over.
No, but like he went through depression.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
after that, because everyone.
He tried to commit suicide.
Off that dunk.
It's not just. I don't think it's just off that dunk.
he was supposed to go to the NBA.
But after that point in time,
It ruined his career.
It ruined his career. He started going on.
I
Like
had
a
no
low.
idea.
Yeah, it's a really sad. I guess it's a good story now because I think he's kind of redeemed himself, found himself, has family, whatnot. But like, it was a really sad documentary to watch.
Oh, it was a doc. Okay. But what do you think was going through Vince Carter's mind when he was elevating before he started to jump? Was it like, I'm going to dunk over this guy? Or was it just like, I'm just going and keep on, you know what I mean? Or was it by chance?
I think he was trying to dunk over him. I don't know.
Like trying to fly over
Yeah, it
him?
looked like it. Like when he took off, it
what
just looked
gives
like
you the audacity to think
To-
that you can
7-footer.
do that? Like it's like seeing like a building. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna jump over it. It's like, what in your mind? Like, it's something he's never done, right? So, like, if you take Evel Knievel or somebody like a Daredevil, they're gonna test it out and see and know that they can jump over the Grand Canyon before they fucking jump it, right? He just is like, yeah, I think.
But
So you think that's in the moment then?
I think it's just in the moment. He's
I
like,
definitely think it's in the moment.
I can do anything. I'm Vince Carter.
But I feel like with leapers, you're always trying to challenge that person. You know, like
Yeah.
although I'm sub 6 feet, but you're always trying to challenge that guy. I can jump high.
But you
right?
also know when
And then you just go
you're
up.
at like close to the level. Like, I've been in some things where I'm like, I could probably dunk on him, but I know I'm going to get it 100% if I just sneak the layup. And so, you know, when there's guys where I'm like, oh, I definitely got this dunk, I'm going, take off. But then if I'm like, oh, this guy can jump too. If like my brother's coming to block my shot, I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to lay it up real quick and get the 2 points. He definitely could have just drove around the guy and got 2 points.
That's interesting to think in that mindset because I don't
For
think.
sure.
Do you dunk? Like
and
that,
then
I
I
mean-
wake up. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think we ever.
You used to dunk when you were young. You said,
Yeah,
right?
but not like that in the game.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah.
in the game where it's like guys come and you're like, okay, should I dunk on him or not?
There's always that, like,
I mean, that's
do I take
crazy.
off and try to meet this guy in the air, or do I try to? Because you know you can always sneak a layup,
you
like
can fake it and then
yeah, or do I go into my fake stop, see if he flies
But
over?
it must be nice to be like one of those people where you know you're going to get higher than most people. Like Gerald Green, you know how some of Gerald Green's like in-game dunks that he's done, or that one that everyone shows. He got it lobbed up and he just did a windmill, and his head was looking down at the rim.
Yeah.
Right, the one when he was on in
Like,
New
how
Jersey.
much confidence do you? And it's like, you also know Gerald Green. If you miss a dunk in a game, it looks terrible. Like the coach takes you out, and you're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But just to have that confidence to be like, "Yeah, I know it's a middle of a televised TV game. I'm just gonna try and windmill this alley oop."
What if the dunk contest was like at the end of the season? Like they actually just look at like your
Game
best
footage?
dunks, right? And they determine the winner, and you're the dunk contest winner.
That's a good idea.
I think
That makes
definitely
for
ESPN probably
exciting
does that,
games.
or like
Right? That's a different.
That's a pretty good idea. You know, like that reminds me, I was watching Terrell Owens' podcast and Randy Moss was on. And they were talking about, you know what we should do? We should have a highlight clips of 10 best, receptions or whatever. And then put that together and let people vote on whose highlights were better. Not who's a better player, but whose highlights were better career. Because Terrell Owens and Randy Moss has had some,
Yeah.
they've
And
both
you'd
had.
imagine in game, they're going to try to do some crazier stuff if they know that's sort of the metric.
And then get hurt. No, I'm kidding.
Possibly.
no, but that is true.
That's actually a great idea.
Every great dunker puts his career on the line every time he goes up.
You
Yeah.
should reach out to NBA.
No, but there's
NBA
another-
does do that, like the 10 best. They do it
Yeah.
every week, but then they also do it, I think, at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Right.
but how many guys actually get hurt when they come down from the dunk, though?
They don't. They
lot?
don't. They don't.
No, but there is definitely a chance. There's always a chance.
There's always a chance.
People do.
Yeah.
Can. But it's always funny. A lot of times the big injuries happen when you don't expect it.
Like
sometimes.
knees and stuff.
Yeah. Like Klay Thompson's injury
Yeah.
in the finals, right? He came down after he dunked it, and it was just kind of came down weird. You know, it just happens off of,
Hang
or
on the rim.
KD's Achilles.
Yeah.
Just kind of went for a little drive and then boom, popped
Yeah, I
it.
still remember Baron Davis
Which one?
at UCLA when he came down after
The
a dunk.
hyperextended the knee, right? Yeah. He did it like a windmill or a reverse or something.
Yeah, it was just a breakaway. Yeah.
All right, guys.
Show your dunk on. Give us your dunk. We'll put it on.
There you go.
Let us be the judge.
Right here, guys. Hey, let's jump to, we haven't done this in a few weeks. Let's do the categories and then let's do the cool things and then bone out. All right?
Bone out.
So life, random, deep experiences, if you could, ... or would you rather ...
That's a lot of categories.
Yeah.
I'm going experiences, but you know,
Okay,
we
experiences.
don't have to do experiences.
Experiences are good.
Experiences sounds
Down.
good. Yeah.
Sounds like war stories or something.
War stories are awesome too, you know. Oh shit, this is cool. Yeah. It could kind of mesh into cool things. What have you bought that you love so much you would happily buy it again? It doesn't need to be super expensive, right? So
We're not saying something like of utility, like a laptop or something.
it can, whatever you want.
But during this time, I bought a Smith machine.
What's that?
That thing,
Like
like
the squat Smith.
it's like that little rack, you know,
Okay.
and you can add on to it, but right now it's just got a pull up, it's got some dips, and it's got an area that like put your dumbbell. But at first I didn't know if I should go that big and take up that much space and what that was going to look like. And but I tell you, that it's really nice. And being at home, are you really going to work out at home and whatever? Man, I tell you, I don't know. It's only been about 2 weeks now, but I don't think that I would like not have one in my house moving forward, just for the ease of I can do 25, 30 minutes easy. I don't lose time. I don't lose a half hour there, half hour back, half hour for a shower. It's efficient. It's there in my face every day. So let's see. Talk to me in about 6 months. But right now, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I go do pull-ups at his house.
He comes over, just racks out like 10, 20.
6 months later, says, anybody want to buy a Smith machine?
Exactly. Put it on Craigslist.
So John, you go to the gym like every freaking day, right?
I used to.
Can
until
you-
We can't go anymore.
What's your mindset in terms of going to the gym versus like Dave's place to work out? Like, why do you feel like you need to go to the gym to work out?
The variety of machines, but I've had a little slight. So for example, if I have something to go to, generally I wake up 3 hours before whatever it is. So we record at 10 a.m. So if I need time to go to the gym, I wake up a little before 7 a.m. I would normally go to the gym, come back, shower, wake up, blah, 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 do all that, and then head out here.
That's
Generally, I
inspiring.
give 3 hours, right? But now it's just 2 hours. I wake up at like, let's say today I woke up at 8, a little before 8, and then did some push-ups, did all my little ghetto workout, and then we headed out together. So I saved an hour, which I spent sleeping, so it didn't, whatever. But
That sleep is important.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
true.
I'm big on the home fitness movement. I think.
So
that's-
you like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got going on at your house?
Come back to me. I'm still.
Yeah. What's
thinking, like,
what's
what would I
something
buy
that
again?
you bought that?
I'd definitely have to say my motorcycle. I think my motorcycle has been like
What
the
you
most
got?
liberating. I got a
We
Harley
talked
V
about
ride, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And I there's this book actually,
Zen?
yeah, the Zen,
Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Mechanics.
motorcycle maintenance
Yeah.
or something like
I
that.
read a bit of that.
I wasn't
First couple
feeling that.
I
chapters.
felt that book.
The guy's going around
I
didn't feel that.
stops off in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just like because that's kind of a dream that I have is wanting to just ride it cross country, cross continent.
That book spoke to me,
Yeah.
and especially now I got a kid.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of life lessons there, but for the most part, I love it because it's like I don't know if people have I think the vast majority of people haven't ridden a motorcycle. It's different from a bicycle. It's very different. But there's an element that you can die at any second, and it's almost like I think I'm not going to say any kind of philosophical thought, but just that you have to be continuously conscientious and be like present at every second of that ride. and you're just intaking everything that moment gives you. You're processing it, and you have to continue on, to your destination. But
have to be present.
That whole entire process, right? You're the most present that you can be. So forget meditation. I'm way more
It's really
present
tough these days to be that present for that long.
Yeah.
What's the longest trip you've taken?
Probably a trip from LA to the desert, like Palm Desert.
How many hours is that?
That was about like 3 hours, 2.5. But it was so windy. I don't think I could do that again. I was literally like riding at a 45-degree angle just to fight the wind.
God, that's so scary.
It was one of those windy days where you saw semis that were that tipped over, and that were laying on the side of the freeway. And in my mind, I was thinking,
saw that?
Yeah, there was like one or two of them were already tipped, and I was thinking, you should stop. This is like way too dangerous. Right?
And he kept riding.
Yeah, and I kept riding it because and the funny thing is, my gas, like I got half the miles per liter, gas because of just fighting the wind constantly.
Have you ever gotten stuck with a semi passes you, and then there's that wind vortex that happens, and you get pulled in?
100%. Yeah.
Dude, that must be scary.
Oh, that's real.
Yeah.
That shit's real.
Oh yeah. Like this is what I'm saying. Every force, right? And you have to be conscientious of who's around you. So many cars don't see you.
Potholes.
Like a few potholes. A few times actually, cars have come because we ride on the carpool, like on the carpool lane median, right? So left side is carpool lane, and the right side is the regular traffic, but a lot of cars will still cross through, even though you're not supposed to. And you have to be conscientious of that. When the car pulled in right in front of me, and I just had to swerve out of the way.
Spidey sense.
We're going at 70 miles an hour.
So I almost, I lost you. Like we almost lost you.
Is this me? Am I here?
Shit, that's scary. What about?
Bring your motorcycle to Korea?
No. I plan to go to over Dan's place and ride their motorcycle.
Eric, we'll have to have Eric tell a story.
Yeah. What about you? Is there something you bought that you would buy all over again? That you love so much?
I would. Anyone own a Le Creuset?
What's that?
La Creuset.
What is that?
The crock pot thingy?
Crockpot?
Ah,
Dutch oven?
Bobby.
Dutch oven.
Not your guitar.
wait, Dutch oven.
I was gonna say guitar, but
Too obvious.
I've gone through so many guitars. Like I've sold,
Yeah.
bought. I'd be lying if I said. But,
So the Dutch oven.
What's your
Dutch
go-to?
oven.
What's your go-to in a Dutch oven?
it's just like so versatile. You could bake bread in it. You know, like you could do. I mean, like
Especially in Korea, where most houses don't have an oven.
yeah.
You know, you can do a lot with that.
That's true. They don't.
Yeah.
And dryers.
And dryers, yeah.
We got a dryer though, because of the babies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
You
a whole
stepped
thing
up,
because there's no venting. You got to vent it outside the thing. So the Korean dryers have like this internal venting thing, which is
Oh, crazy.
You gotta dump the water.
yeah.
Oh, is
What?
that right?
What's your electricity bill like?
Not good.
Not
man,
Bajana?
Not good.
It went up quite a bit?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like it's for the kids, so
Cool.
it's better than having just clothes everywhere.
You know,
Oh,
like,
no.
because this is the first time I've been doing laundry without a dryer.
Yeah.
I realized how like coarse the laundry ends
Yes.
up being when you just like dry it in the house. Yeah, literally. Like, I don't need to fold it.
You know, America is like the only place with dryers.
Oh, is that right?
When I went to Europe to play basketball, I was like, "Where's the dryer?" They're like, "Oh, here's a rack."
Yeah.
And go to South America, they got the clotheslines out.
Right.
So America's like the only place in the world that is that energy inefficient.
But
We're just
the
like
fluffiness.
electricity's cheap. Yeah.
Good fabric softener.
It's not the
That
same
helps.
though
Oh, it helps.
as the sheet.
That helps. What about you, Dave? Anything you bought that you?
He did Smith machine.
Oh, Smith. that's
Where you
right.
at? Where you at, John?
well, oh, me. You know what? This is way back. It was a gift, but it was one of the best gifts of my life. And I think I've kind of talked about this. The iPod. Like I got the iPod in like early whatever when it was like the first one.
And you buy it again.
I'd do that again because that got me into listening to audiobooks and then eventually podcasts and stuff. So like just using that time while you're driving, while you're riding, while you're doing whatever it is, or especially at the gym. Like I'm listening to a book or whatever.
iPods?
What's up?
They still have iPods?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah,
just
yeah.
that got me into the habit of.
Can you imagine him going into Apple Store like, I'm looking for an iPod? Like, why don't you just get an iPhone?
Yeah, but that got me into that habit, and it's lifelong. I mean, like almost 20 years now that I've been listening to stuff, and it's been fantastic.
I know where you got your iPod.
Where did I get my?
It's
Oh yeah,
Korean basketball
that
tournament.
basketball tournament.
Yeah.
Actually, I had one, and that was my second one, so I gave that one to my then girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
You guys got a picture from that Korean basketball tournament?
We might. You joined us on one of them too.
I know I
Yeah.
did.
We threw it away. It was only second place.
Who was first
we had,
place?
we
Was
had
that
a ball
us?
hog on that.
They
team.
got a plane ticket to Korea.
McKinley.
That first place.
Oh yeah. That guy did not.
We got a plane ticket to
McKinley.
Korea.
bad,
no,
my
what was
bad,
his
my
name?
bad, my bad.
McIntyre.
McKinley.
McIntyre. Mike McIntyre.
Who's Mike McIntyre?
The guy who the 3-point shooting Hawaii guy.
My guy?
No.
Whose guy?
Wait, was that a different year when we had Mike McIntyre? What are we even
recall.
talking about?
Mike McIntyre, if you're listening, just put it in the
Yeah,
comments.
what's up, Mike McIntyre? Anyway, real quick, cool thing. I know this is kind of similar, but cool thing. Is there an extra cool thing that you want to share? Or if not, then we'll move on.
An extra cool thing?
Yeah. That you wanted to share with everybody? Like for me, it's a Netflix show. It's called Unbelievable.
What's
actually-
that all about?
So it has to do with, well, it's like a woman-driven show. All the characters are women. Like the two main lead
lost me, you
detectives.
lost
I lost you. No, but it's it has to do with rape. There's a rape case, right? Multiple rape cases, and they're trying to find the rapist. He's like a serial rapist, and I'm only on like episode 5, but it's not like, oh my god, but it makes me so curious, this show, that it makes me keep watching. And so that's why that's why one of my writer friends, Yeonjo, got me into this.
It's
and,
a Korean show?
No, it's American, British. It's probably American, but it's called Unbelievable
I'll check it out.
on Netflix.
I'm really missing my combo power tool rechargeable kit. Like,
It's
just
important.
it's just the drill, the saw, the jigsaw, my favorite.
Milwaukee?
Anything. And I have old Milwaukee. I got Milwaukee's, but
Old Milwaukee's a beer.
I know, I know. But I call it my old Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna go look today for some stuff over in Yongsan because I want to build some stuff at home. There's a since I built the training room, now my desk is too big. So what I want to do is instead of spending $300 on a new desk, I love this desk, so I just need to shorten it. So I was like, how can I shorten it?
Are you gonna saw that shit?
Yeah, so I thought, if I just take the legs from here and I just shoot them over here, then I shave off this extra, sand
That's gonna
it,
be nice.
and then put a hinge, and then go down.
Make sure and round those edges.
Around those edges.
Oh my god.
Safety. And then that's the best part though. Sanding and rounding the edges and getting it all smooth.
Yeah.
But now I'm a believer in your wood skills because the way you transformed your car last
The
year.
truck looks amazing.
Yeah,
Dude,
that was fun. You were there.
when he came to the U.S., he showed me his mobile RV.
Yeah, dude.
What kind of truck was it? That you
Blazer.
Took? He took a Blazer, right? And he just basically cut out everything, made it into a literally tiny home on wheels.
We'll put a
right?
link.
Yeah, and he did some fabulous work in that. But you got to know electronics. You got to know, woodworking. You got to know.
Dave's really good at
plumbing.
that
You got to
stuff.
know everything when you did that, right?
Or try and figure it out.
Yeah.
The best part of building that build is just trying to figure out, will this work? And how can I do this? And what's the most efficient way to do it? And you also want to spend the least amount of money, right?
Right.
You always want to do it. If
you
you're
got to
building
maximize
yourself, you want
space.
yeah. So anyway, I'm going to make a video about that stuff. So you guys,
Awesome.
Is it done or it's work in progress still?
I need to put the toilet in.
Oh,
The toilet needs to come in.
Is it going to double as a passenger seat or driver's seat?
That'll be badass.
Actually, it's going to be like there's going to be a lid on it. So you can't really tell. So you can actually probably sit on it.
Yeah.
And then you lift it up.
And then you're going to use which technology? I remember you were showing me like the sand or something that makes it burn away. Or
That's the what's that called? That's compost toilet.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be a compost. It's just gonna be. It's just like a regular one where you put disinfectant inside that you collect in the bottom. It's a 2.5 gallon, and then you pull that out. You clean it out. It's pretty nasty, and then you rinse it out and put it back in. The composting toilet's really amazing, but you need a lot of space for it. It needs to be really high. And do you guys know about composting?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing. You can shit in there and it goes away. Just turn it around a couple times.
But doesn't it
cedar.
take a while for it to compost?
Apparently, I haven't done it myself. But apparently, you don't smell it right away because you use like cedar chips, and you shit in the cedar chips, and then you got this little thing that rotates it and mixes it in, and it takes the smell away. And then within a few days, it just
I feel like if I shit in there, you'll smell right away.
wow.
Put some basil in there. Put some
Well, that's like
oregano.
That's like
Shit do stink.
Did you see the thing with Bill Gates where he's taking
Yes,
like
that's the inside Bill
and
Gates' mind. Right?
He's taking like water, making like it might be clean, man, but I don't want to drink it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It might be
I'm
clean,
not,
but
I'm
I don't
not
wanna
drinking
drink
that
it.
shit water.
Yeah.
Just
One filter breaks down in there. You're drinking it for like a month, and then one filter malfunctions, and you've got like cholera.
What the fuck is this?
Cholera.
You're
Oh my
drinking
god.
That tastes quite shitty.
Yeah.
So I've been into. I sent Dave a video the other day. I've been into like building your own kind of like RV, but not.
Are you going to build one?
I want to build one, but
Get outta here.
like a camper, right?
Why is that everybody's dream? Because that's my dream too.
Oh,
Why
is
is
it?
that
Danny,
Or is
loves,
it-
Danny loves his toys.
I love building things too. That, you know, that's why I just. But like the thing is, you know, there's a sense of freedom, but there's a sense of like you're gonna have to work. Like basically, because like the whole composting, the getting water, taking showers, like it ain't easy, right?
Yeah.
And you're gonna have to go refill places and find places. But there's an element of like, okay, freedom. You can be in the woods.
Self-reliance.
You can be in the ocean, right? You can go to different places. Just get out of that comfort zone. And I think that's one thing that I'm always challenging myself. How do you get yourself out of the comfort zone? Because you just become complacent.
Does anybody have
good.
the thing where you want to learn how to sail a boat and sail it around the world? Because that's
not
like
that.
one of my shits
Oh,
too.
so you're
like,
more of a boat?
No, I like this one because I know that that's such a huge project, super
Yeah.
money and time and all that kind of stuff that goes in that. But everybody can buy a shitty.
Get an
to
RV
rate
that
this
can
man.
sail.
Yeah.
However, the fear factor for me, I wouldn't do
That's
the
right.
cross ocean. Like when you're out there, that you're
Yeah.
like in the ocean is strong.
Yeah, there's some fucking.
I don't know if
big
I could
waves,
do
man.
that. I don't know if I could do that. Just
Yeah.
be all. You talk about being being alone.
Yeah.
That is like the pinnacle of being
Right,
alone.
right.
And you talk about being somewhere where they can't, no one can find you.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Right on land, pretty
No,
much they
this
can
GPS
find you.
nowadays, like with
I get
GPS
it.
and the radar and whatever they
No,
got.
but I mean, you're waiting for the wave. You're waiting for the freaking
Yeah.
wind.
and pirates. I don't know, maybe pirates.
Yeah, I'd rather face a serial killer than freaking a shark.
I tell you though, when I
Okay, in your vans when you're going cross country, do you guys have a gun in your van?
well, I didn't get one. I lived in LA for the plan was 50 days in the truck. I stayed 40 days, and then the first couple nights. First of all, you got to find the neighborhood where you feel safe, where you feel like you could sleep there. And then I chose not to get a gun.
I'm talking about a cross country trip though, where you're out in.
But you got to use that
North
gun.
Dakota.
I
If you
wouldn't
the
get a gun.
You wouldn't?
No,
Bear
because,
spray?
No, because what do you think they're gonna want me for? Right? Like, you know, why would they randomly want to
In
kill me?
some places, it might just be to fuck with you. Like
Yeah,
you
but-
go to Alabama and be like, "What you doing here?"
Nah.
Well, I tell you,
There's places like that, man.
Or fuck you.
I had some friends that were in Washington go over to Spokane where like Gonzaga is. And actually, these are my wife's friends. But the guy was just like, you know, you chinks get out of town, and like blah, 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 blah. So there's people that just mess with you.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
leaving. I'm leaving.
No, that's what they did. They left. They left. But sometimes people aren't nice enough to like let you.
Yeah.
well, let me
Walk
ask you
out.
this. Let me ask you
Scot-free.
this.
There's stuff like that out there.
If you have the
There's
gun-
just evil for evil.
Are you going to use it?
If I have to use it, I have no.
Because you
qualms.
have to use it. If you have the gun in your car,
I'm with you. I'm an anti-gun person.
and you're good. You know, there's something happens where it's like he calls you a name, or you either like get in your truck and leave, or you're like, "Fuck, I got this gun. I could just show it to him real quick," and then all of a sudden, what happens?
Yeah, escalates and
he'll call your bluff, and then what are you gonna fucking do? And now you got a choice, right? Am I gonna shoot this?
That's why I
motherfucker?
never
But
exactly.
But okay, if you're in a place where you can't get out of, and you don't have a gun, then you just can't get out, right?
what
if they're-
kind of situation?
Like I'm saying, like if there's just some racist people
Mm-hmm.
and you're driving through in your van, and they just don't like you for the way you look,
Yeah.
and you're in wherever like Wyoming or something,
yeah.
and you can't get out of there. You're maybe there's 5 guys and it's just you,
Yeah.
and then what happens?
I think number one, you got to be aware of your
We live on the West
situation.
Coast, so we're kind of insulated from that.
Yeah.
But dude, there's places where
Sure.
Fine.
Fine.
There's backcountry. If you're doing a road trip and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just want to have fun,
Yeah,
you
but
might run
I don't
into
think I'd
something
go
like
to those
that.
places. I drive through it.
City to
obviously.
city.
Yeah, but
Big city to
I'd
big
make
city.
sure I pick a little, bigger city or a national park, right, where there's
Yeah.
like where they know,
Where there's bears, and the bear might come fuck with
See,
you,
that's the one thing that I would say like a weapon might be good for is more like
like a wild animal.
wild animal while you're hiking, you know, in the depth of the forest or whatnot. But for people,
I don't worry about the animals. If I think if it was animals, I'd have some bear spray. I'd be good. I just think that there's some times
like
where
a robbery.
there's like a people. I wouldn't even worry about a robbery. I'd be like, take whatever you want to take. But I just think there's people that are just evil.
Yeah.
Like-
and now when you deal with kids, right? Because
Yeah.
you have your 2 young kids, that's when
Yeah.
you got to start thinking about, ooh.
Well, that's different. That becomes like more like.
But do you think
have
that's
to
a
protect the
1%
family.
chance or a 10% chance?
These days,
Yeah.
it just depends on where you go. If I'm going from West Coast, if I'm doing a West Coast trip, I don't think I need anything. You know, maybe when I'm out in Lodi, maybe I don't know, or wherever,
right.
Carson City. But you know, like when you're going, if I was going like down to Miami to visit my buddy, my college roommate, I'm going through the middle and maybe into the south.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. There's some areas
South. I find a little bit more dangerous than like the Northwest.
and like I go to Texas
I've
a
never-
lot. I go to Texas a lot. Dallas is cool, but Texas is huge, and there's a lot of bad places in Texas that you know.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the whole thing. Should you or should you not carry a gun with you? I don't know.
All right. Anyone else have anything cool to share before we bone out?
No,
No?
I'm actually moving, so I'm trying to sell all my stuff.
Ooh.
Tangun.
Tanga.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Does
All
it,
right.
do you feel the purging everything?
I feel like I'm a fat man losing tons of weight. It just feels
Feels
great.
good?
It just
Feels
feels
good.
liberating getting rid of all my
How,
crap.
how have you been able to detach yourself from the more sentimental things or some
Did you
things that
thank
feel you need?
thank your old things?
No. No, but you know, like a lot of it's just like memorabilia from like trophies from that you kind of hold on.
Oh, you're getting rid of trophies?
I mean, like what? Some of the like, you know, like what do I do with it?
You got to show Jack your glory years.
It's all online now. Like, just
Okay.
look me up.
Did you at least take a picture?
I'm just like it just
Oh
feels
my
good to
God.
get rid of it, man. It's just an anchor.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got rid of my little league, you know, trophies too.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
See, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I have certain things that I wanted to
Well, I
keep.
don't have many trophies, but
You have a lot of second place ribbons.
but I didn't even get second place. I used-
Certificates. It's a certificate.
I got, what do you call it, the consolidation? I got
Consolation prize.
I got the consolation quite a bit of times.
Thanks for participating, David Lee McInnis.
Basically,
Get your slice of pizza.
the only trophy I did get was my Drama Worlds, and I think I've broken that thing like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, your villain thing.
I just
Yeah,
broke
yeah.
I keep on dropping
It's currently
it.
broken.
Yeah, I have
see
a
that shit
couple of
split
those.
right
I
now.
fixed it
where I
last
lost
week,
them.
and I dropped it on New Year's.
Yeah.
Anyway, but cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
think,
yeah.
what, you're going to say something?
I just think the little add-ons we do is pretty cool. Just like it's interesting where the conversation goes.
It's because it's personal stories. I honestly like the personal stories.
Yeah.
I really.
yeah, me too.
So
That's what I
maybe you just
gravitate
start
towards.
off with the cards.
Start with the deck. Next time. Welcome to a new
No, hey,
episode. We are starting with the
we should do that next time. Let's start with the
Let's
deck.
try that. Let's
Yeah.
try that. We'll do that on
New
next
format.
episode.
Yeah,
But that's it for today with
Dave, thanks for watching.
Damn.
So Bobby.
DC.
and John. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.